I saw you die tonight, just as I have so many other nights. It starts the same. I'm crying outside of the cobblestone church where your body was displayed, watching faceless cars drive off to attend the burial, when suddenly I hear that noise, that voice that can only be you, your voice. Your voice slinking towards me like icicle fingernails, and although your approach seems immediate, it is not before I see the leaves bloom, flourish, decay, and become buried by snow that I feel your eyes upon me. I hear the train horn, still far off in the distance. Hello, Bee. Every letter of her voice crawling up my spine, latching onto my focus. Hello, P. I turn to face her with closed eyes, hoping to wake before the paralysis of seeing her life sets in. Why are you still here, B? I don't know. I think I was waiting for you. Waiting for or hiding from? How many seasons will you sit through before you acknowledge that they buried me? I know that they buried you, P. I know that you're dead. I know that this is a dream. If you're so sure it's a dream, then why do you keep coming back? You might be waiting, but not for me. Maybe you're waiting for the train again. Train horn rang out in the distance, closer this time. How can you even say that? You know that I loved you. You know that don't you dare claim to love me. With every burst of anger in her voice, her soothing green eyes flared at the seams, her beautiful frame starting to display the wounds of her death, protruding bones and torn flesh. Please don't, I can't bear to what? To see me for what I am? To face reality? I know the reality of it, P. I know that you're gone. You don't know anything. You weren't there. Is that what you'd have of me? You'd have me be there? You'd have me die? Is that it? No, you fucking idiot. You weren't there. You weren't there at my funeral. I was, though. I was there. I stood over your corpse. I told you that I loved you. I would always love you. I said goodbye. The horn from the train was getting louder now, seemingly closer with each rise in her anger. You said goodbye too soon. You said goodbye and then you couldn't leave fast enough. I'm sorry, it was too hard for me to stay, too hard for me to see you like that. It's hard for you? Fuck that, you were afraid. You didn't stay with me when they closed the casket door because you were afraid. And you didn't stay with me when they lowered me into the ground because you were afraid. I'm sorry, Pete. I wish I had been stronger. I wish I had been there. But you weren't there. You couldn't stand to see my casket close. You couldn't stand to see me lowered into the ground because you knew that if you hid from those images, you could, in some sense, escape my death. That you could, in some sense, keep me alive. You know damn well that if it had been you that died on those tracks, that I would have been there for you in those moments because I loved you. For someone who claims to love me, you owed me that much. You're a gutless fucking coward and I deserve better, B. The train's horn was loud enough now that I had to shout just to hear myself over it. No, you don't mean that. Those aren't your words. This is just a dream. You're a gutless fucking coward. Stop it. You're not real. You're just a part of my dream. You're not here anymore. You're less than an apparition. I deserve better than you be. The raging flare in her eyes became almost lost in an overwhelming glare of the train's light approaching from behind her. The dried blood from her wounds began to harden, fresh and new as it flowed over her body in waves. Her insults toward me have become screams of terror and of pain. I sprinted towards her, crying out for her to move, but the blaring horns of the train and the shattering screams poured over the earth like a pierceless fog, making my voice only as loud as a figment of my imagination. I extended my hand as I flailed towards her, contorting my body like a snake, frantically trying to shed its skin and getting strangled in it in the process. Her eyes met mine, not with disdain this time, but with desperation. Impact. I saw you die tonight, as I have so many other nights. And as I have many other nights, I'm awoken to the realization of the reality that I always seem to find myself a part of a cold sweat in the middle of the night that clasps to the sheets, the emptiness of the air between my fingers as I search for your touch, and the knowledge that you are still gone, and I am not. Instead, I am here, merely existing in this apartment. There is no greater understanding. I've gained no catharsis into my life, as any deeper knowledge of coping continues to elude me. Here, there is only me. As my thoughts swirl around the dark of the room, here as I sit alone, haunted by the ghosts and bodies of